the squad that you're building seems to have a never say die attitude, and tonight that was very much on show, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've said that from the start, that I'm just so proud and happy to be a small part of that attitude. That's something that has established way before my time, so that's all credit to the players. They're amazing when it comes to their character.
Are you still in shock with the way that the game ended? Because it did seem like it was you were losing grip with the match.
I'm actually not that surprised. The reason why is I'm extremely impressed of the players' belief and mindset. One of the takeaways we had from Asian Cup was that we need to believe all the way in the way we want to play. I think we panicked a bit in the second half against Korea in the Asian Cup. Today we kept loyal to what we're doing. They believed in it, the way we moved the ball, the amount of chances we created, and then you add the heart and the spirit to that tactic. So I wasn't that surprised, but I was obviously very happy. But maybe the one thing that really stands out for me is that any normal team would be okay with that 1-1, and then it's a kickoff and then the game is over. But these ones want more, you know. They want to step off that field and win, and then go and create that 2-1 as well. That's even more impressive than 1-1 goal in my perspective.
Fraser?
Emily, how good did that feel getting the equaliser before you then went on to get a winner after that?
Yeah, just to reiterate what Tony said, I think it just shows the belief that we have in this team, and we had a bit of a spell away, and to come back together and get a good result like that, a dominant performance in my opinion. Happy.
Dominance all night, but were there frustrations out there that you're doing everything right in your build-up play, but just lacking that clinical finishing towards the end?
Yeah, I mean, football's a funny game. You can have 90% of the ball, and maybe you don't put it in the back of the net. But if you stay loyal to the game plan, like Tony said, and you back the principles that we've got in place, eventually it'll come together, and we showed that tonight.
Tony, what did you make of your build-up play tonight? I thought Trina was awesome. Kai Simon as well, and Ellie down the right wing. Were you happy in the fluidity of your attack? Or?
I am. Actually, we did a similar review after the Olympics that we did in Asian Cup, and had some takeaways from there, and we felt we could do more when it comes to the build-up play, meaning our attacking organised game. We're really good at transition in Olympics, but we could even improve our build-up play. Changed formation back to 4-3-3 and worked really, really hard on that. And we, who are on the inside, felt that we took a huge step already back in the Brazil camp. That first game against Brazil, we took a huge step in that direction. If you look at the US camp later, when we played the #1 ranked team in the world, even though we coughed up that one goal in the first game, the last 30 minutes of that first half was one of the best football we played, even though we had 2 experienced centre-back gone. That's how we felt going into the Asian Cup. And then we brought that into the beginning of the Asian Cup as well. The one mistake we felt we did was not to believe in that all the way through in that second half against Korea. So for me to have this performance is not like all of a sudden it's good. For me, it started already back in the Brazil camp. I agree that Minnie came in and gave a new dimension to us in the center of the park. We've done a lot of work on our central combination to have more variation on our attack. We did that already back in Dubai in the pre-camp to Asian Cup, and now we took another step in that. But for me, this is just part of a longer process that we inside of the team had felt for a while.
And we'll head to the Zoom. As always, use the raise your hand function, and I'll come to you. Vince Regari.
Thanks, Anne. Tony, I wanted to ask about Katrina. Not sure many people expected you to play her as a 6 tonight. Were you happy with how that looked, and what were the reasons why you thought she'd be able to contribute in that position in particular?
I think I said it in a presser when we talked about the Asian Cup earlier this week, that I would have loved to have Minnie in Asian Cup, because I thought she would have been a fantastic game changer off the bench as a 6, the way it looked in that game. And that's why I wanted to use her as a 6 now as well. Her quarterback ability as a 6, her positioning is phenomenal, her passing skill is phenomenal, and all of a sudden you see EVE in the 8 role and Mary in the 10 role. When you have a 6 that can combine and activate our central diamond more, that gives us just a new dimension. But the one thing that I think was the standout performance with her is her defensive actions in there. The amount of duels she wins. She even wins aerial duels against Wilkinson. So defensive side of things is, I think, I'm not surprised how good she was attacking, but the defensive performance from her was also world class in my opinion.
Follow up, Vince?
Yeah, Tony, you've tried a lot of players in that 6 position, Tony. Do you think Katrina now, the strength of that performance, if you have her nose in front? And also, Emily, I just ask you as well, for your perspective on what Katrina brought to midfield tonight.
Yeah, first and foremost, it's obviously so good to see Minnie back after having a spell out and with her baby. So, you know, we're all happy to have her back in camp. And yeah, she contributed immensely tonight. And, you know, the girls got around her and it was like she didn't miss a beat. So, you know, playing with her was super fun. And I look forward to what lies ahead with Minnie.
Yeah, in terms of locking positions in, it's a bit early right now, but you're always happy when a player comes in and contribute and play good football. But what I said before this game is that we should keep the pressure down now and not expect too much. Minnie needs her time to come back to international football. This was a first step, but we also need to expose her to top-ranked nations when the tempo is even higher. But it's a good first step. But we also need to keep humble and take one step at a time.
Joey Lynch.
Thank you, Anne. Hi, Tony. Just wanted to ask about the substitutions tonight. Obviously, you were chasing the game late in the second half, so you might have not wanted to change things up, but also friendly. What was your thinking behind the late subs tonight?
We actually had multiple pre-planned subs tonight because I had recommendation from my SSM team, meaning sports medicine and sports science. With the jet lag and the travel and the limited preparation, we wanted to think about players' well-being as well. But we have live data, GPS data, that can see the player's physical output during the game. And because we were so dominant in this game, our numbers were much lower than it normally is. So say a player that was recommended to play 60, when we hit that 60 mark, their numbers was not even close to what it normally is when it's 60 minutes. So I got okay from the sports science to say you can keep pushing, there's no risk. And I felt the team was playing really, really good. And I didn't want to make too many changes. The subs I made, I wanted to have Meeks coming into the midfield with some penetrating run. It's a little bit of a different player than Mary. I think Mary was outstanding, by the way, tonight when she was faced up in front of the back line. She could have scored a couple of goals with her shots that she has, but I wanted to have a penetrating runner there. And then I wanted to have a little bit of a spark and a firework on that right side with Vine's speed. And also Rasa got a hit there and got a knock. So that's the reason why.
Follow-up?
Yeah, so can we expect to see then, with a lot of these players playing 90, having travelled all the way from Europe, can we expect some rotations for the Tuesday game? We'll see some of the players that didn't feature tonight get a run and a chance to show what they can do?
It's a bit too early to say now. The difference here is that normally we have only 2 games between games because we play Saturday, Tuesday. This time around we play on a Friday. That means we have 3 days to recover to the next game, which means much more time, which means most of the ones that play now is probably going to be ready to play the second game as well. So I have multiple choices. It's a bit too early to say now. We're going to recover. I'll listen to my experts around me on recommendation. But I've also said that before. I want to be clear on that one. We had a year of experimentation in 21 and looked at a lot of players. We are starting to narrow down now, and we know we don't have that many games left. And when you have players available, you want to have some consistency and cohesion and chemistry on the park. So I'm going to balance that with also looking at the depth in the roster. But again, it's a bit too early. I'll make that decision on Monday.
Thanks, Joey. Marco.
G'day. Just a question for Emily. Did you enjoy, Emily, with Katrina playing in the 6? Did you enjoy getting the chance to play a bit more forward in the midfield?
Yeah, of course. I think Minnie had a tremendous game tonight, and she was dominant there in that number 6 role. She was, dictating the tempo and the play for us, which allowed the forward players to, do what they do best in the final third. So, yeah, like I said before, it's really good to see Minnie back in the team, and yeah, we're excited for the Canberra game.
Follow up, Marco.
Yeah, and for yourself, I mean, what's your sort of preference in the midfield? Do you like playing, like as an 8 or a 10 more than the 6, or you don't mind?
Wherever the coach puts me, I'll do a job.
That's a loyal answer.
Thanks very much, Marco. Any more questions from the floor?
Yeah, just one, please. Tony and Emily, it's obviously been a huge week for you guys. Here, you've had, not the easiest week as well with the staggered arrivals and all of that, but it's a bit of sporting history that we've made tonight, and you guys have cemented that win. I guess, how do you, sum that up, and what's sort of that overall feeling, and particularly leading into Canberra on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think it's great to come in. Like I said before, we've been away now since the Asia Cup, so to come in and to finish the game out strongly and score those 2 goals at the end, it's putting us in good stead for this Tuesday game against New Zealand again. And we have a big rivalry against them, and we haven't lost, so to come out today to win was a plus. But we'll definitely be looking to back up that performance. And yeah.
What impressed me here is the players with the rival. I had 5 players on Monday, 9 on Tuesday, 15 on Wednesday, all couldn't train, and then 22 on Thursday where we need to adjust a load as well. And then from that short and challenging preparation, go out and perform like this. It says a lot about these players' ability to check in quickly, and they love playing in Australia in front of the home fans. And I've said it before in the interview when I met you guys, the welcoming here has been amazing. The setup, the training facilities, the stadium, the people here has been amazing. And for me also, coming from abroad and get to see this part of Australia, how beautiful it is, and all the people, it's been a very, very good experience.
Final question, all done. Vince, final question.
Tony, like, is Sam okay? She looked a little bit tired. She obviously played out the game and got the winning goal in the end, but she looked a little bit knackered. You did mention that it would be up to her if she'd start tonight or not. I'm guessing she insisted that she was going to start, right?
Yeah, I had minute limit. She was one of those that had minute limitation on. She was one of those that arrived late and had a delay also of the flights. So she was one of those that should have played limited minutes. But again, the way we dominated her playing as a 9, it means her numbers wasn't high. But I agree, she looked tired of natural reasons. But that also says a lot about Sam Kerr. I've seen her in so many games when she's either been hurt, half injured, or very tired, but she always finds a way to find that extra edge and carry the team over. And there's no coincidence that she is who she is, and she's her captain, and kind of encapsulate everything that this team is about.